Hello and welcome to the match reaction. Everton won, Aston Villa won at Goodison Park last night. So, I didn't watch the game live, as I've mentioned in a previous video. I had friends over and stuff. So I recorded the game. I found out the score during the course of the night anyway, which came as no great surprise, and had the intention of watching the match back this afternoon, which I have, and doing this video for you all. So I had no idea the team, obviously. So the team news come through. 4-4-2. He made 5 changes from the disaster at Molineux Sunday. Pickford in goal with a back 4 of Coleman, Holgate, Keane and Dean. Iwobi, Gomez, Davis and Bernard in midfield, and Richarlison and Calvert-Lewin up front. I'll be honest, I wasn't impressed by the lineup, and when I knew the result, obviously, yeah. I mean, I can't tell Carlo Ancelotti, a man of his experience, what to do, but yeah, I say it now on every video. He's got a limited amount of players. Well, not a limited amount of players, but an amount of players that he can use. And unfortunately, most of them just aren't good enough. So anyway, so the game starts, and it's a positive start. They come out the blocks a lot better than what they did at Molineux. Obviously taking the criticism on board of the manager after calling them out. He called Jordan Pickford out particularly over his attitude, and skipper Seamus Coleman also came out after the game at Molineux and basically ripped into them. So they had a couple of points to prove. So they started the game the better for the first 10 minutes, and Bernard hit the crossbar. He raced into the area and he was crossing the ball over to the far post. It was one of those mad ones that just sort of dipped and come down and hit the crossbar. So that was an early scare for Aston Villa. It were very, very nervy, obviously, because they're sitting in the bottom 3, and they really did need a win from last night's game. Then 15 minutes in, a couple of minutes later, Mason Holgate goes down with an injury. He's just come back from an injury. I think he was in for the injured Yerry Mina. So centre half now is starting to look like one of those kind of positions, So on comes young Jared Branthwaite, the young kid. And he done all right. He had the shaky start last time out, but the kid done okay. So we got through to half time in a fairly even contest, to be honest with you. Everything that come Villa's way come from Jack Grealish, their captain. Everton, it was a workman performance. I won't lie to you, it wasn't great. And I'm going to use the same term again, losing the will to live watching this team. So the second half starts. No changes from either side, and it's all Villa. Jack Grealish had 2 really good chances. He came close twice in the first 3 minutes for opening the scoring. So it's all Villa. Carlo wants to make a change on the hour. So 61 minutes comes. He brings on Anthony Gordon for Bernard. Bernard done nothing. I say he had that little cross, he had a couple of runs, but I'm really not impressed with him since the restart, to be honest with you. And Theo Walcott came on for Iwobi again. Iwobi didn't do much. He had a couple of runs. Looked better than what he did on Sunday. His last time out. But yeah, not great, to be honest. The midfield, Grealish was basically more so in the second half, running through. It just goes to highlight the position we're desperate for midfield, and having a look at a player of the quality of Jack Grealish. I mean, no doubt if Villa go down, he is going to move to a top side. I mean, it won't be us that we've been linked with him, but there's better things for Grealish. He really shown today, the player he was. So anyway, comes along, 71 minutes. Andre Gomez makes a stupid foul on the edge of the area, unneeded in my opinion. So the ball comes in, gets crossed over. I think it's Hourihane. Grealish was over it, and Hourihane, I think his name was. It was Hourihane who whips the ball in, and Konsa, the Villa player, he comes running in, almost just through the middle of the Everton defence. Ball comes into the 6-yard area, and he just sort of slides. He runs in, slides, makes a connection with the ball. Pickford dives, but it's way too late. I think in fairness to Pickford, and I will give him the benefit of the doubt, he would have seen it really, really late. It was a reflex save for him to dive for it, but down the centre of the goal, 1-0. And I'll be honest with you, Villa deserved the lead. They did. So Straight after the goal, Carlo responds with the last substitutions. He brings on Gylfi Sigurdsson for Tom Davis. Davis has done bugger all again. Send him out on loan. The kid, he's just not good enough for Everton in the Premier League at the minute. And Moise Keane came on for a very ineffective Richarlison. Probably spent more time on his backside again than what he did actually doing anything, which is a shame because the kid, he's a big strong lad and he's a good player. But yeah, by the by. Couple of minutes, well, about 10 minutes later, 85 minutes, Dominic Calvert-Lewin came really close. Gomez had pushed on and he crossed the ball low into the area, and it was easier to score it, to be honest. DCL ran towards the far post and he hit it and he put it wide. I could have scored it, Dominic, but that's just the way it's going this season, isn't it, since the restart. And then Gomez comes forward again a couple of minutes later with an absolutely lovely cross from out on the left. Comes over into the area. Theo Walcott jumps and it's like a looping header, and it comes down. It goes over Pepe Reina in the Villa goal, and it goes over the line. The Villa defender kind of tries like an acrobatic kind of kick to get the ball out, but it was a judge who got over the line. So Everton got the goal. A couple of minutes later, came through that the Premier League had given the goal to Theo Walcott. I think it said it was only his second of the season. It was nice to see him on the score sheet, and to be honest, those midfield substitutions, Gordon and Walcott, were a lot more effective in like the sort of 20 minutes than what the other two were for like the first 70, So a little bit of tactical nous there from Carlo. Everton had like the better, like the sort of like the last sort of 10-15 minutes. It was like they were pushing on, they were going for the equaliser, and then like Villa were like a little bit nervy and stuff. And Gylfi Sigurdsson had the chance in added time, shot from outside the area, a low shot. And in fairness to Sigurdsson, it was a good shot. Caught a lad's leg and just missed the post. Went out for a corner. I think it was Luca Dean took the corner. Corner got cleared. Come to nothing. Little bit of head tennis. Referee blows the whistle at the end of the game. So it was 1-1. Probably a deserved draw, to be honest. We were better than we were the other day, but still nowhere near good enough. More so for like an Everton home performance. I'm going to repeat myself like I do the last few videos. New midfield. The attitude I couldn't really knock today. They took it on board, I think, but it's just glaringly obvious. The midfield's just terrible. So we've got 2 more games to go. I think it's Monday night against Sheffield United, and I think it's a week Sunday against Bournemouth, and then the season's over. And I don't think I'll be making any more Everton content. I think I'm going to shoot a season finale video with a couple of opinions on like who I'd like to see them sign and that kind of thing. But with the exception of that, I think that's me done, to be honest, guys. I think I've got talents that lie elsewhere in other various formats. But yeah. Okay, guys. I've waffled on long enough. Everton won. Aston Villa won from the Premier League last night.